Hello everyone, my name is Dave, partner. Welcome to your next Ionic tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be treating something called Ionic forms, how Ionic handles forms. There are two ways. We'll just do the basic one, then we'll do form validation later down in the tutorial. So let's just see how Ionic handles inputs. So first of all, we want to create a login form which will contain our email and password, then a button. All right, so we have let's just create an ion list. This list this is like a container that will contain our two text input fields. So first of all, we will have an ion item, and then inside this ion item we're going to have a label, ion label, and we're going to have the label is username, and just let's say email. The label is email. Since we're going to be working with emails, then we have an ion input, and we're going to say the type of the inputs is text. These days you have type email, you have value, and of course it's empty. Then we have to create another. We just duplicate what we have, we'll copy, and make it 2. I just repeated what I have here, but this time we'll call this one password, and we are going to say that the type is password. If you know your HTML well, this shouldn't be strange to you. Then finally we're going to have a submit button. So we have a button, and that button we can call it submit. And then we have a form, a sample user login form. So when we get to our page, we'll see something like this. My Google Chrome browser is remembering one of my past passwords. So this is essentially what it looks like. We have your email, your labels by the left, and then you can click by the right to add icons, and this is the button. Okay, and there are many ways to actually handle the position where your label is. What if we came here and we had the label, we made the label to be fixed. So we came here and we say fixed label, and we say fixed. Alright, so refresh. We can also set it to stacked. I just want to show you the difference. So by default, as you can see, unlike before, all of them take exactly a certain percentage of the width available to them. So whether your text is small or large, it will just take an equal percentage of the width available width. Alright, unlike before where it has to, this one just comes closer to this. Then we can check stacked, and let's just see. It's refreshing itself, and as you can see, stacked is on top. The labels will be right on top, while the input forms will be down. All right. Then the final one we're going to look at is floating. Let's just see what floating looks like. Floating. And blah blah blah. There we are. There's something about floating I want to show you right now. See, when the person clicks on the label, it will move up. Look, you see that little animation, the animation that pulls it up. That's what floating is. Very cool. There is one more, the usual one you used to know, which is the placeholder, where we say that place. If we're using placeholder, we wouldn't need a label. So right inside here we'll say placeholder, equal to email. Then same thing, placeholder equal to password. I'm lazy, I don't want to type it all over again. And now that's just placeholder equal to password. And when we save, this refreshes, and there we have it. Let me delete this so you'll see. Oops. Of course, it's case sensitive, so placeholder with little h, and it refreshes, and we're here. See what placeholder does, as you already know in your HTML. The label is right inside the input field. Alright, that's it on forms. We will see further about forms in our sign up page. So we will just have to, since we have extra few minutes, let's just create a sign up page, and we'll create a sign up page so we can add more forms to it. So we have open command prompt.
OneNote.js command.
Alright, so as usual, we'll just find a way to navigate to our folder, and cd, navigate to our folder, then we Ionic2 page, sign up or register, whatever you want to call yours. So apart from that, in the next tutorial, we'll see how to link two pages together, and then we'll finish up forms in the other tutorial. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. Oh well, not true, I lied. Let's just finish it here. Let me just show you something. You can bind your form fields to your backend. Let's just say this is login.html. If we should open, let's open login.ts. We go to our Fireblogger, go to our app, and locate login. This is login.html. Then we locate login.ts. Then I just want to show you that you can bind these guys to your backend. This is where you write the code that will manipulate this login. When user clicks login, how it will show up here and do stuff. This is where you write what it will, the actions it will perform. So we are going to have a public. We'll define email. Let's just call it email field. Email field. Then it's TypeScript, so we'll give it the value of any. Then we'll do that for password too. So we'll say password field. Password field, and we have defined these two guys, so we can come here and bind them using the two-way binding, which is ng model. Ionic uses a two-way binding, so somewhere in the input field you just add your ng model. So we have two block brackets, then we have two round brackets, then we have something called ng model. Then we have equals, then you give it the name that we have here. So the name we give this guy is email field, so we give it email field. So this automatically binds this guy to whatever live changes is occurring here, as you will see further down the tutorial. So we have same thing here for the password. All your input fields will have ng model, and we call it password field. Password field. Alright, let me show you an example of what this does. As you can see here, don't mind my Google Chrome, is just inserting a useless default value for this. It's my browser that is adding all this password and username, so don't mind it. So by default, this is what yours should look like, empty, empty. But what if we want to add a value to it? So of course we delete this issue of value here. We don't need to. The value will be managed by this guy. So when we come to our email field, right inside our constructor here, maybe we want to set a default value for it. What we'll do is this, making reference to this guy. This email should be equals to Dave partner at gmail.com or whatever. This is not my real email. So when you have things like this, you wait for it to refresh, and guess what we will have? Waiting. Alright, as you can see, it has inserted automatically this as a default field. So as you can see, this is right inside the constructor, and it's happening here live. So assuming we were doing a live dynamic calculation here, or some manipulation, or we're pulling stuff from database that changes these fields automatically it will reflect here. And of course, if we change this here, assuming I start typing a new email address, the value of this guy will change immediately from the back end. So finally, the thing you want to see about forms is how to submit. So when you want to submit, you say on click. Assuming someone clicks this submit button, what will happen? On click, we have to call a function that will do something. Let's just say on click, say submit. Oh my god, I can't remember the spelling of submit. Submit login. Let's just call it submit login. So if we assume that there is a function in our login.ts called submit login, we have it right here. So when someone clicks this guy should happen. Something is wrong somewhere. Okay, so when someone clicks on submit, this guy here should happen. Alright, and we will go to this place, and this is the constructor, but then right under the constructor we create a function. Remember that this is TypeScript. In JavaScript you would normally write function this, but no, in TypeScript you just write the name of the function directly, and then we'll do something. Let's just say show alert. Hello, we just signed in. So we're just going to show a pop-up to show that this function works when someone clicks login. So we get back to our form and we wait for it to load and refresh. Then we click this submit. Oh, we wait for it to refresh, and then we click submit. Refresh, then we click submit. Then it shows the pop-up. As you can see, that is how to bind the front end of your form to the back end, where you can do so much manipulation. And as we proceed in this tutorial, you will see so many things we can do with Ionic forms, and you really appreciate the true power of Ionic. Thank you very much, and see you in the next tutorial.